I remain Reverend Dr. Joseph, and I'm going to share a testimony with you today on this channel to lay a foundation for what will follow after in this series of Dominion. This is my personal experience, my very personal experience. And the Bible said, let your life, let your testimonies be the epistle people will read. And so this is my personal testimony I am going to share with you. And I will want to use this to lay a foundation for now continuing where we've stopped. This is an experience I had years back. It was a vision, it was an encounter, it was a divine visit. In the early hours of a particular day, I was on my bed and I had an experience. In the spirit, then I was in Lagos, a young pastor in Lagos, and in the morning, then I lived around K2 Mile 12. My church was in Ikeja then. On this fateful day, this early morning hours, I was taken in the spirit from mile 12 to K2 bus stop. And at K2 bus stop, I saw someone that died before I was born. Smith Wigglesworth. It's a dream, you can say it's a vision, it's a revelation, but I met Smith Wigglesworth at K2 bus stop preaching the gospel on the street. Wearing a navy blue suit, a white shirt, and a red tie. And in that encounter, I was looking at this man. Was Smith Wigglesworth of all people on the street in Lagos, preaching at K2 bus stop. What a commitment. What a devotion to service. So, in my imagination in that encounter, this guy is too great to be here in K2 bus stop. And this is a man that died long ago. But I was imagining him preaching. The knowledge of that the man was dead decades didn't come to me. I was just seeing the man I read about, and he is there doing his job. I stood and I was amazed. I was like, no, this man is selfless. This man is not self centered. As big as he is, he's a world figure. His name is known everywhere. But yet, this man is here preaching at the bus stop in K2. I stood to listen to Smith Wigglesworth. And that scene ended. So in another scene, the man walked away and picked a street, Demorin Street, for those who are conversant with Lagos and K2. As Wigglesworth went down the road, I was like, no, where is this man going? Wherever you are going, I am going to follow, and I followed. We went down, and down the road, there was a street to the right. He passed. Then he just went ahead a bit and branched. So he branched before I got there. By the time I got to that junction where he branched, I couldn't tell where he went, but I just followed. I went in, and lo and behold, I found myself and Smith Wigglesworth in a hole. A big hole that can seat about 500 to 1,000 people. There was nobody inside. And Smith Wigglesworth was preaching as if there are thousands of people before him. I looked. The entire hole was tiled white. The walls were tiled white. There's no seat. So, this man, what's he doing here alone? I don't know how, but there appeared a white chair. And I sat down. I was the only person he was preaching to. And this man was preaching as if there are thousands of people. I don't know what was going on, but my mind, my attention was not occupied in what he was saying, but I was getting an understanding that I couldn't have gotten anywhere. He was preaching, but something was going on the inside of me. I was looking at the man preaching alone to nobody. Is this man a madman? Is he doing a rehearsal? Or Lord, what is happening? And now I begin to understand. That was the day I understand how broadcasting works. A TV station, a radio station can do their broadcast in one location. The waves are taken into the air, and the radios and the TVs are catching it, and we are seeing and hearing. I understood, understanding was given to me that this man is preaching here, but he is making a broadcast. The waves are going out, and people's spirits are catching it, and they are getting affected. I was like, wow. Now I begin to understand that any time a message is shared, a preaching is done, a broadcast is made, you may be alone, but it's a broadcast, and the receiver is the spirit of man. Now I was made to understand that he was doing the broadcast, and my spirit was catching, and that was how I was led to where he was. A great revelation, a great understanding. Now, there are times we all have the experience. On your own, something will struck your spirit, something will come to your heart. An understanding can be given. You can receive a message. Light can be shed on a particular thing on your mind. I came to understand that when the lights come, when the understanding come, when the revelations come, when the unveiling will come, that day I understood that someone somewhere has made a broadcast. God will always use someone to get to you and to get to me. That day I understood somebody has made a broadcast. Somebody has shared something that is taken out, and your spirit, the receiver, is receiving it. Just the way the TV and the transistor radio is receiving. Now I'm making a broadcast. I'm giving out a teaching. It's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's on social media. But most importantly, this is one thing I believe. As I am talking right now, someone's spirit somewhere is catching, and someone is getting impacted. You may never know me, I may never know you, but the job is done. I am sharing that message. Now, when I was getting the understanding, I was okay. So this is what this man is doing here. As he is talking, thousands and millions across the globe are catching what he is saying here, and they are getting impacted. As Wigglesworth continued his preaching as if I was not there. At the end of the whole sermon, there was only one thing I heard Smith Wigglesworth say. Christianity is not theory, it is practical. And from that day on, wherever I go, I don't only share the belief. When I make mention of it, I said Smith Wigglesworth. I want to tell you in this Dominion series, in this rule, in this exercise of authority, taking our place, occupying until Jesus comes, there's something I want you to understand, and that's where we are going to go to now. Christianity is not theory, it is practical. If it cannot be practicalized, then it's not Christianity, it is something else. And we've seen practical Christianity from the beginning of the Bible. So now, after all this series of teachings, now we are going to the practical side of dominion, practical side of occupying the kingdom, exercising authority, taking charge of what we are blessed with to live out the life God wants us to live out. Before I go, I will leave with an introduction. Genesis chapter number 1, And let's read from verse number 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Verse number 3. See practical dominion. Then God said, all God did was to say, let there be light, and there was light. The moment he spoke, then dominion was taken over darkness. He overrode darkness and light came in. He spoke. The number one authority on earth is the words you speak. You go to the courts, the judgments are pronounced and they stand. You go to jail, or if it's just sentence, it's pronounced, there are words and they take effect. A curse is pronounced and it takes effect. A blessing is pronounced and it takes effect. There's authority, there's power in the words of your mouth. Like someone will say, you are a sum total of what you've been saying. The positivities you speak and the negativities you speak, when they balance out, the result is what your life is. If the positivities outweigh the negativities, then positivities surround you. If the good you speak outweigh the bad you speak, then good is all over your life. However, if the bad ones you speak, the negative ones you speak outweigh the good ones you speak, then bad stands around you. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. Light was spoken into being. Your authority, your ability to dominate, to rule, to occupy is in your mouth. Speak. Watch what you say. The Bible said, be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. Why? When you enrich yourself with the good words, out of the abundance of the belly, the mouth speaketh. The demons, the witches, the wizards are not the problem. You are the problem. Step out of your own way. Speak yourself into where you want to be. The Bible said, as a man thinketh, so is he. Because out of the abundance of the belly, the mouth speaketh. What you say is what is inside. Dominion springs out from what you said. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. I will see you in the next video, where we will now go down on how to practicalize dominion. Before you go, please like the video, share the video, but most importantly, subscribe, so that whenever another video comes up, I don't have to send it to you either on YouTube or either on WhatsApp or on Facebook. No, automatically YouTube will notify you. I will see you in the next video. Remain blessed. I remain Reverend Dr. Tommy, your host on this channel in this series of Dominion. God bless you.